Hi, welcome to another video of Rory's Ratings. Today we're going to be ranking the Star Wars franchise, but we're only going to be doing 3 of them. So we'll have this is a 3-parter. So we'll do Star Wars: New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then the Clone Wars, and then the newest ones. And we'll also have another video, which will be a little bit separate, which is like just little separate episodes like Solo Story and Rogue One, and we'll rate all of them. But we're just going to be starting off with New Hope, and before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get more of your movie needs. And let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the story a little bit. I know you've probably already heard the story. You've seen the movie probably a million times because that's obviously why you clicked on the video, just to see what my rating was. But I'll just get into a little bit of it, and then we'll talk about the cast and how good I think the acting was in the story for it to get its rating. All right, now let's get into it. So it starts off with obviously the title, and it says, Darth Vader holds Leia hostage in an effort for her to help the rebellion defeat the Empire. And that was pretty much how it started. It started off great, obviously. I know, like, back then in 1977, that had to be sense. I don't even know, because I know it was like a lot of relations with Star Trek. I know Star Trek and Star Wars had a lot of conflict, but even though Star Wars is way better than Star Trek, anyone would agree. And basically, then they cut obviously to Luke, and then they have C-3PO and R2-D2 meet him, and you know how the rest of it goes. But that's pretty much it with the story. And honestly, I think that's I know even back then, I know now, even me saying it, but it is definitely one of the best stories that George Lucas created. It was amazing and really good. And now we'll move on to the cast. And the cast is Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford, who plays Han, Carrie Fisher plays Leia, Peter Matthews, who plays Chewie, Anthony Daniels plays C-3PO, Alec Guinness plays Obi-Wan Kenobi, and that's pretty much our main group cast along the way for the journey. Obviously, the movie budget was $11 million, and right now, in box office, it made $775.8 million. So it was obviously a box office success and a very great movie. Now, IMDb rated it an 8.6. But I'm only going to rate it an 8.5. Only reason, I obviously believe that this is 100% a classic Star Wars movies. We'll get up there. By the end of like all these 3-parters, I'll put them in order of like what were all the ratings. But I only think it's 8.5 because I do think it was really good, but I don't think it was as good as the others because obviously we'll get to that later. But I don't believe that this was the best one. So I'm going to give it a little bit less because I didn't really think it was the greatest experience for me. But I'm a little younger than people who really saw it back in 1977, or even if you were, I don't know, 12 when you watched this and you were in the 80s or something. But anyway, yeah, that's my rating. That's my final rating for Star Wars: New Hope, Episode 4, 8.5. All right, now we're going to be moving on to Empire Strikes Back, which is a very successful sequel to Star Wars: New Hope. This is definitely one of the best. I know a lot of people think this is the best, but I don't believe that it's the best. But it is definitely up there. It's probably second, honestly. But anyway, we got 2 new really good characters in this, or well, I guess one. Billy D. Williams, who plays Lando, which did a fantastic job with the acting. And so did obviously everyone else. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher. Very good. This is about, they face an attack by the Imperials, which, at the start, we know. They eventually, they meet Lando at the city, and then he kind of betrayed them, and Darth Vader, and he finds them all, and we even get our classic line where Vader says, "No, I am your father," to Luke Skywalker, which is definitely one of the best quotes, or not quotes, but best movie lines in history. And yeah, it was just a really fantastic movie. The acting was really good. Or yeah, it was decent. Well, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't something you'd watch. I don't know, like Braveheart or something by Mel Gibson. Like, it wasn't like that. Like, the authentic, really good acting, but pretty good for um, a, a cinematic movie. And I ended that on with just a little bit over New Hope, because IMDb did also the same thing. They did an 8.7 for Empire Strikes Back and an 8.6 for New Hope. But I'm going to give it an 8.6 just for the Empire Strikes Back, because I do think it is a little better, but I don't think it's a lot better than New Hope. We do get a really good line, but I think they're just very equal, especially when it comes to even the money. Even New Hope made more money than Empire Strikes Back, and a lot of people consider that movie one of the better movies of Star Wars. So there's that. And now we're going to finally move on to our last movie today, and it's Return of the Jedi, which I think this movie, by the way, like, this is the best, like, top 3. Like, this is top 3 Star Wars movie for me. I think it was the best. I like the little Ewoks, and the story was really good. It was awesome. It was a great ending. We all know how it ended, where you know, Darth Vader got to talk to Anakin Skywalker, because he found out, you know, like, Luke and Leia found out that Leia found out that her father was Darth Vader, because Luke told her. And, you know, it's a good bonding story between, like, the family, and seeing, you know, Han Solo and Princess Leia's relationship kind of grow. And it was just a really fantastic movie. Like, I remember when I watched Avengers Endgame, I was like, oh my gosh, this is something like out of Star Wars. Like, just a really good, like, the ultimate battle scene that we've all been waiting for, where, like, you know, Luke and Darth Vader battle it out, and even Palpatine with Luke. And that was just really good. It was a very cool moment. So, but I didn't rate it higher than Empire Strikes Back because, well, it was really good with the action and the story, but I just don't think it had that much, like, authentic, like, really good movie to, you know, like, that just was crazy, like, something that everyone will remember, a scene in there. Like, I mean, there is. When, you know, there's a lot more, I feel like, than Empire Strikes Back, where it's like, it was just a really good story, and the way they set it all up was really good. Yeah, and I ended it with an 8.5, so I tied it with New Hope because I thought they were kind of equally as good, because, you know, New Hope is like an original, so that's how good of it. It was an original classic, and Return of the Jedi was just a really good, it was like a return. It was the third one, and it was, yeah, it was good. It just wasn't, I think it just didn't really reach the potential as much as Empire Strikes Back. I mean, IMDb rated this an 8.3, and they rated New Hope an 8.6, and they rated Empire Strikes Back an 8.7. So I'm actually kind of just very even with these three. I know you might have a different opinion about how good these are, but this is just how it is when it comes for me when it comes to movies. But anyway, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Part 2 will be next week, and peace.